Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. In this video I'll be previewing the auctions of the final three teams to be covered. Those are Hyderabad, Lucknow and Bangalore. Let's get into it. Starting off with SRH, they've retained 5 players. They've retained Pat Cummins, Travis Head, Henrik Klassen, Abhishek Sharma and Nitish Kumar Reddy, and they've got 45 crores left. As I've said for the Rajasthan Royals especially, I think this is a team where you've got to buy some resources at sort of a subsidized value so you can bid a bit more for some other players. And with the 11 that I'll be suggesting, I think it would showcase that. So I've gone with Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma to open the batting, with Ankrish Raghuvanshi at number 3, Henrik Klassen 4, Nitish Kumar Reddy number 5, Abhinav Manohar number 6, Shahbaz Ahmed number 7, if fit, Hasaranga number 8, Pat Cummins 9, T. Natarajan 10, and Vidvat Kaverappa number 11. And impact sub, because you've got enough batting there, Hasaranga has fit, impact sub Akash Melwal to both the death. So the reason why I've gone Raghuvanshi at number 3 is because I think a lot of franchises will go for him, but will he be in the same set as someone like a Tripathi who's been in SRH for the past few seasons? I don't think so. If franchises spend a lot of money for the other players, I think you could get a Raghuvanshi for 4 or 5 crores. We saw the previous season, apart from the openers, especially Henrik Klassen as well, he was getting out in arrogant ways towards the end of the season of the spinners, and you saw after the openers there was no one in form. If you get a reliable informed player like Raghuvanshi at 3, I think it would already be a good starting point where you've got Henrik Klassen who's not in form now, but he's still a very good player, and Nitish Kumar Reddy at 5, it looks a good top 5. Then you got Abhinav Manohar at number 6. Now, given the templates of the other teams, they could go for a high-profile overseas finisher, or I think that some of them have got high-profile Indian finishers as well. You've got Jitesh Sharma's available in the auction as well. So there's a chance that Hyderabad could get Abhinav Manohar for about 5 crores. So he's a very good play. He's done well for the Gujarat Titans. I think they could go with him. Number 7, Shahbaz Ahmed. Now, he did okay at times for SRH in the previous season. I don't think teams would go for him as much because is he going to win a match for you with a bat? No. Is he going to win a match for you with a ball? No. So if he goes well in a particular skill set on a day, then it goes well for his side. But can you say he's going to win a match for you going into a game that you don't know? Hasaranga, if fit, number 8, I'll say this again, I don't know what strength and conditioning there is with the Sri Lankan bowls. Even the spinners get hamstring injuries. Hasaranga bowled in the CPO, then he's missed the ODI series. If he is fit, and he has to be fit for 2 reasons. One, because they don't even impact sub with a bat if they got Hasaranga, because Pat Cummins, whenever he's walked out about 20 runs, they were short. So Hasaranga can play that explosive role at 7-8 and can also be that wicket-taking spinner where with this side especially, you saw in the previous season, they didn't have that wicket-taking spinner, so they struggled in that department, and so they need him to be fit. And if Hasaranga is fit, what they could do is, Pat Cummins has got to bowl up front. Previous season, he bowled in the middle overs, and even though at times he got away with it, when they scored 290, they gave 260 away, meaning they couldn't get that net run rate advantage, and he's got to be that strike force up front, given the responsibility he's got in this team. And Pat Cummins, Vidvat Kaverappa will be a very good opening combination. And then you've got the wicket-taking spinner, Warinda Hasaranga, a containing spinner, Shahbaz Ahmed. Abhishek Sharma can also bowl 1 over as well. And at the death, T. Natarajan and Akash Melwal. In terms of the Indian death bowling partnerships, when compared to what you've got the high-profile names, if they are taken, I don't think this side can buy any of the high-profile fast bowlers, especially the Indian fast bowlers. They've got to look for players like these that they can get back and do a decent job. I think this combination can do that. Now, as far as backups go, Henrik Klassen isn't in form, so I've gone with a versatile backup, Tim Seifert, who can bat anywhere in the order. For Delhi, I'd said they've got enough keeper batsmen there. Even if they can't get a backup for Tristan Subs, it's very hard to do. They could use maybe a backup who can bat a variety of positions, a backup at number 3 and number 5. But in this case, there's only one keeping slot, so they've got to get Tim Seifert as a backup for Klassen. And then the previous season, you had Marco Janssen, Fazalak Farooqi. Were they ever going to play when you got Pat Cummins as the captain? They were not going to play. So rather than spending 3 crores or so on a player who isn't going to play. You spend base price, close to base price, on someone who you can rely on, a rising bowler. It's Quena Mapaka, a very good bowler. And pretend if Asaranga isn't fit again, and if he wants to play an Indian spinner, which I don't think, if they play 2 Indian spinners, given the budget they've got, I don't know who they'll be able to get a sort of a combination that will make you think twice as a batting side. So Quena Mapaka, if they want to play 2 overseas seamers, he can be the player. So otherwise, it'll be a backup of Pat Cummins. And then you've got, I think, a backup for Shahbaz Ahmed if Hasaranga is fit to provide that batting role. You've got Manimaran Siddharth as a backup for Shahbaz Ahmed. Then Abdul Samad as a backup finisher for close to base price. Anmolpreet Singh for close to base price as a backup for Angraj Raghuvanshi. This side looks good. You got over 11 crores to spend on the rest of the squad. They couldn't have got a better template than this because they've spent a lot to retain 5 players. You look at someone like a Pat Cummins, where yes, he's a captain for them, but does he really put himself in the firing line in terms of bowling the difficult overs? What is really the value that he provides to decide at 18 crores? I don't really understand. Because they've retained him as well. You've got 5 good players there, but you've got to subsidize on a lot of the resources to build the rest of your squad up. And once again, to some extent, when comparing the rest of the sides, they'll be sort of having to manage things because they don't have that firepower throughout the team to really consider other teams. But even then, especially that batting lineup, I think in a broad bow, and logically, if they get this bowling attack, I think things will go well. Now for Lucknow. I think the second worst retentions have been made by this team. I thought they should only made 1 retention. That's Ayush Badoni as an uncapped player at 4 crores. If Mohsin Khan was fit to play, if he was past fit by the medical team, that he was going to play a lot of matches this season, then him at 4 crores would have been a very good retention. But if that isn't the case, I think they've retained him for a bit more than that. Mayank Yadav at 14 crores, Bishnoi 11, Puran 21. Is he ever going to go for that in a mega auction? I would have retained no one apart from Badoni, but I don't understand what they've done. And the problem you've got here is that you think 69 crores they can somehow dictate terms and get a decent squad. Other teams just think, can we get an overseas fast bowler in terms of to build our template? This team can't do that because you've got to get a backup for the 2 bowlers who you think are going to be injured. That's Mayank Yadav and Mohsin Khan. If you get an Umran Malik and Khalil Ahmed. And you've also got to get a backup for those 2 because you don't know whether these bowlers are going to be there. So you've got to get another 2 fast bowlers, at least 1. You've got 5 fast bowlers there who cost a decent amount of money. Can you then get an overseas fast bowler? You can't. So they've retained 5 players, I think, 5 players, but they've effectively spent 51 crores for 3 players because you don't know what the others are going to do. And I don't really understand why they have chose to retain players given the combination that they've got. So who would I go with? Quinton de Kock, Venkatesh Iyer to open the batting, Nicholas Puran number 3, Ayush Badoni number 4, Deepak Hooda 5, Robin Powell or Marcus Stoinis number 6, Gudakesh Modi number 7, Harsha Patel 8, Mayank Yadav fit 9, Umesh Yadav 10, and Ravi Bishnoi. Ravi Bishnoi and Umesh Yadav, whoever they want to play. So in terms of, I think if you've made 2 incorrect retentions in terms of would they be fit or not, Mayank Yadav and I think Mohsin Khan. If you go to Umesh Yadav, Shivam Mavi, Umran Malik, Khalil Ahmed as 4 backups, you've got to get at least 3 of those in my view. So you've got adequate backup for the 2 seamers because they are skilled seamers, the ones they've retained. And Harshal Patel, I think he's not someone who gets injuries. The slow balls that he bowls, it would be conducive on this surface, and he can play at number 8 for the batting depth as well. So I think that'd be a good signing if they get him. And if they got at least 3 of the bowlers who I've mentioned, apart from so 3 of Umesh Yadav, Mavi, Umran Malik, Khalil Ahmed, I think that would be okay for them. Venkatesh Iyer is an opening batsman. If teams go for him at number 3, I don't think I'll be utilizing him that much. So he'll open here. I think he'll do well here. And Priyank Charya is a hard-hitting batsman from Delhi, can be a backup for him. He didn't get picked in the previous opening. I think base price would be fine. I don't think Ashutosh Sharma would they be able to get him at 5 crores? We'll have to see. But if they do, or whichever finisher they get, I don't think Rovman Powell will go too well in Lucknow. They could play an Indian finisher at home and then play Gudakesh Moti, Ravi Bishnoi, Mitchell Santner, which is a fantastic spin attack. And as a backup for Rovman Powell, we've seen Romario Echeverri in the CPL has thrived when he's been used as a batsman who can bowl and he's hardly bowled. What happened in Mumbai was that he bowled at least 2 overs every match, and if he bowls 2 overs, he'll go for 30 runs. And he walked out to bat at such a late point that he couldn't really impact the game. So, which is why I've gone for him as being a batsman who can bowl and a backup for Rovman Powell, and he would play if there's a loss of form and injury to Rovman Powell and more the batting friendly tracks. Gudakesh Moti, his batting has been very good in the last 2 years. He's played some destructive knocks, and even though he's an economical spinner, he's taken a lot of wickets on slow track as well. Mitchell Santner, we know how good he is, so that's on that. And so, even if you're looking at this side, despite the fact that they have not made the retentions well, I think that you can somewhat cover for that if you pick this combination that I've got, where on the slow tracks, I think that'll be very good. And in the previous season, their fast bowling was treading on thin ice in terms of being effective on tracks away from home. With this side, you've got some bankable Indian seamers there, so they can be effective. So I think if they go with this, it would be a good combination for them. And finally, RCB. Now, I made this team last. So if you think some of the players they may not go for, that's because I put some of the high profile signings to go to the other teams first, but I still think this RCB team looks good. They can make a few modifications here and there if they see fit, because they've got the second highest price going to the auction. They made 3 retentions: Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, Yash Dayal. Now, will Patidar go for 14 crores? I don't think so. I think that knock that he played in red ball cricket just before the retentions was the one that made them retain him at that price. I don't agree with the slab retentions because, as I said, there's nothing stopping franchises from paying extra if you retain them for a set amount. Virat Kohli at 18, they could have easily paid 3 crores more under the table. You've got Yash Dayal at 5 crores, they could easily play the extra crore, 1 more than 4 under the table. So I don't quite get that, just reducing your purse unnecessarily, but still got 18 crores left. And this is what I'd go with. Jos Buttler, Virat Kohli to open the batting, Rajat Patidar 3, Inglis 4, Lomror 5, Hitesh Sharma 6, Krunal Pandya or Harpreet Brar at number 7, but I'd said Krunal Pandya will be going to Rajasthan Royals if they budget things correctly, but RCB I think should look to get him. Allah Ghazanfar at number 8, Mitchell Stark number 9, Yash Dayal 10, Mohammad Siraj at number 11. Now if they want to get the overseas all-rounder, instead of Ghazanfar get an Indian spinner, but I think Punjab will get Chahal. If Chennai get Ashwin, then there won't be many options left, so they may have to go for an overseas spinner. And you've got the Indian batting there, the Indian finishing there, where is an overseas. I think the overseas all-rounder would provide a fair factor, but I think the Indian or the batsman, the finishing core would be in good enough form, especially when you've got the top 4 that they've got. So I think this team can still work. And I think if you're looking at this team as far as backups go, I've gone with Manoj Bandage, a local finisher who's a batsman who can bowl a wrist spin as well. He's been very good in the domestic leagues. Samir Rizvi, they could get if they want sort of a pedigree backup for Mahipal, Lomror, or Jitesh Sharma. We'll have to see who they go for. Shreyas Gopal, an Indian wrist spinner. Then in terms of backup and Mitchell Stark, Madhushankar would be very good. He can start in a team, and that's how good he is. But because of injuries, we don't know how it would go. And for Harpreet Brar or Krunal Pandya, I've gone with a backup Dharmendra Jadeja. I think he plays in the same team as Dharmendra Jadeja, and he's a finger spinning all-rounder. I don't know how his power hitting will go, but if they put an impact sub, then he'll be able to bang at number 8 rather than at number 7. And there isn't much backup for this team, but if you're looking at the players here, how many players would if they're fit, but I don't think they'll get injured first of all, and they'll be playing every match no matter what. You're looking at the top 4, they'll play every match no matter what. You can get an overseas opening backup for Jos Buttler. Mahipal Lomror, Jitesh Sharma, you've got someone like a Samir Rizvi, Manoj Bandage, that's enough backup. Harpreet Brar, or if you get Krunal Pandya especially, he'll play every match. Ghazanfar, especially more often than not, if you get him, I think he will play every match. Mitchell Stark, I think he's been very durable over the past while. He's made sure that he's not got injuries, even though the Australian trio have played a lot of matches. Mohammad Siraj, I think he's got the best cricketing physique, especially for a fast bowler. I think he has not got injured. I think it's been. I don't think there's been a case where Mohammad Siraj has missed a game because of injury, and that is a testament to his physique. I think he's got the best cricketing physique. So that is his team. They've got about 17 or so crores where they can get a few backups, but as long as they get intelligent, cheap backups, we should be fine because I don't think there'll be much need for change from this first 11. So that's all the 10 teams, and let's see how the auction goes. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?